Go.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to All Talk United. I am your host, Devin, and with me on the panel today, I have got the man, Big Phil, aka Kim Minja Jarasta. Today, you got Mark Lewis, aka I will not even try to
Why envy me?
It's
YMV me.
YNV. YNV.
Ah,
Yeah.
and we also got Greg B. Gentlemen, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Well, a little sad. Better nothing to watch.
Yeah, I know the feeling too.
Yeah. Better nothing to watch. I went to light some candles. I put a picture of Lukaku next to it.
Yeah,
Hoping, hoping the
Oh,
real
yeah.
Lukaku show up.
Hopefully, Megan Thee Stallion put something in him that makes him play like real
Yeah,
Lukaku.
yeah. Hoping.
yeah, correct. That's what you gotta do.
But however,
Hoping.
I think David Beckham summed it up best though. We will forever be the first club to do it
Yeah,
to
you
win
did.
to win the British
Yeah.
trophy.
Yeah,
Other
you can't deny that.
only
You
because
can't deny
he was
that.
no, but unless somebody
You
wins
can
a
only
quadruple.
you can only have one person to be the first. You can only be the first to do something ever in history. So at the end of the
Yeah.
day,
We're doing the
we
quadruple.
we we our legacy is secure.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, Pep's
Gentlemen,
already done this extra
no,
with Barcelona, so you can't do anything bigger than that right now.
well, gentlemen, I know this is not a topic that everybody is really in the best of moods for right now, but we have to ask though. How was everybody feeling after that final yesterday?
Nah, let's talk about it.
I think Phil summed it up well.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I think Phil summed it up well though.
Oh,
Hey,
wow,
that final.
wow.
Good afternoon to Courtney.
Listen, let,
That's a final. That
let me go first on this. Let me go first.
we didn't come off the bus.
David De Gea got to go.
That's so. I'll start from the bottom with Greg B. Overall, what did you think about the match as a whole? I know you did a match review yesterday, but gotta ask you again. So
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. I mean, we were defeated, but we weren't embarrassed. That is the one thing I can take some solace in that regard. There was certain aspects of that game that we could have performed so much better in. Our finishing was woeful. Um, Bruno did his best to get us back in the game. I mean, people will complain about the handball and say that it wasn't a handball on Jack Grealish. Let's face it, they can't say that because at the end of the day, everybody remembers the Europa League game against Real Sociedad. Let's not
Yeah,
imagine them it obviously that on the
yeah,
and they gave that as a penalty. So don't come crying to me and complaining about how Grealish handball was not handball. Let's not do that today. But and I mean, you have to look at it like this. When you look at the quality in the team compared to what we had to go up with against City, City's bench was ridiculous. So when we look at who we had to bring on, we brought on McTominay, we brought on Garnacho, we brought on Vegas. One
hmm,
out of those three was probably enough quality to give us something because you saw when Garnacho came on how much of a more energy there was in the attack. And Garnacho almost got us a goal. McTominay also almost got us a goal at 1.2, but that was the one-off chance. It was just a matter of those situations where we weren't clinical enough and certain players just weren't working for that situation. Christian Eriksen, I am not going to hate on the guy. He's had his moments where he has been brilliant for us, but playing against Manchester City is not his cup of tea. He is not a physical player. And you
nope.
saw that in the way that Bernardo Silva and Gundogan were running past him, and he couldn't really keep up with them. He was afraid to go into tackles because let's face it,
You're frozen, Greg B.
yeah, so I think we lost Greg B. But
You
with that
lost
being
Greg B,
said,
bro.
we move on. We move on for a little bit.
Oh Lord.
Good afternoon to Robert as well. And Robert, before you ask, Before you ask, Robert, the hat right now is in hibernation. Season's done.
Where's the hat, Devin?
The season's over, so it's back in hibernation until the season starts back up.
Correct. You have to put it back in the case to get back the mojo.
With Mexico's goalkeeper, you don't hear about him till the World Cup. He's in hibernation.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with your hat. Yeah.
Devin, where you do the Greg B?
Good question, right?
Oi.
I guess Greg B is still not over yesterday too much. So with that being said, we will move on. Robert, how you feeling about the match yesterday overall?
It was sad to lose, but at least some guys showed up. You know, some guys didn't show up, some guys showed up. Like, to me, Garnacho came on and did more than most players did. You know what I mean? The man showed real heart, grit. The man came on and almost scored. You know what I mean? Aaron Wan-Bissaka, to me, he has came on leaps and bounds. The man did he put in a shift. You know, Lindelof, he put in a shift enough to say, you know what, he's a good backup to whoever we buy. You know?
Correct.
Nice. Varane as Varane, showed class. Casemiro did what Casemiro does. Eriksen, I think he was played too much and whatever else. But the university players, I find that men didn't really step up, you know? And it should have been a fight. It should be more of a fight. You know what I mean? It should have been.
Welcome back to the panel, Greg B.
Yeah, it's one of those situations.
Yeah, you know it is.
Yeah, but anyway, so sorry, who's going? I don't want to stop the momentum.
So we're gonna go down to Mr. Mark Lewis.
All right, cool.
Well, after watching our game yesterday, it just shows that where we need reinforcement in certain departments of the team.
Facts.
As Greg was saying, I can't knock Eriksen, but City isn't a game for him to play. He's not physical. He get caught ball watching. He don't have the legs anymore. Bruno did what Bruno does do. Casemiro did what Casemiro does do. Kudos to Lindelof for being a good squad player, accepting the fact that he's a backup stopper and come up when he gives the opportunity, do what he had to do. Wan-Bissaka, my player of the year. Most improved player, I should say.
Most
Yeah,
improved player.
Fair.
Yeah, most improved player.
For sure.
Garnacho came on, brought the energy. But other than that, when we watch the others, it's a one-off.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show that we need to strengthen each department of the team going forward. And kudos to Ten Hag for doing what he did this season with that team.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Uh-huh.
Because I don't feel any other coach could have get the results Ten Hag get and the response Ten Hag get from these scrapper players. Because nobody wasn't expecting me to do nothing. We finished third, we qualified for Champions League. We win the Carabao Cup. You understand? When the season starts, people had been down for relegation. So, it is what it is, and I hope, since yesterday I'm saying it, I hope Ten Hag get the players that he's supposed to get. I hope before the season starts, we go in with a new owner who understand that the coach needs reinforcement and fork out the money to get our reinforcement, because if not, we'll just be playing catch up again. More suffering, more frustration. So that game, all in all, we didn't get battered. It wasn't a free fall after the first goal score. I know plenty of people were expecting, oh God, we will get plenty. But it wasn't that. We were defeated but not embarrassed. Push forward again to next season.
And good afternoon to Duvon and Martin Phillip, as always. And last but certainly not least, Greg B's main troll, Big Phil.
Hey. Anyway, good afternoon to everyone. With regards to yesterday's game, you can definitely see that this summer we have to sign players that can walk into the first team. And by walk into the first team, I mean it's kind of similar to how you saw Scott McTominay was dropped in the first Manchester derby, and Casemiro immediately walked into the first team. Right? You kind of saw it coming, but you just gradually put them into the first team. Right? We got to sign about 3 or 4 players, or even 5, that will walk into the first team come this summer transfer window, right? I think the likes of David De Gea, Lindelof, Ericsson and Fred, and not even maybe, definitely Sancho will be good bench players come next season, right? Because those 5 guys can't be starting, or those 5 guys can't lead us to a Premier League title come next season, or have it challenging for the title next season, right? Yesterday was hard to take, especially where it was. Oh Lord, I've always gone out to finals, and every time I've gone to watch a final where Manchester United is involved, we always lose. So for fuck's sakes, I mean, I'll have to stay home next time.
Dude,
Yeah,
I think right.
I gotta stay home next time, man.
See, Devin have the heart, and you know your team.
I know.
Be home.
Every time I've gone to Man United in the finals,
Devin, when he had and we win, they
Correct.
still had to be home. I know.
Robert, there's a correction. We're starting from this season. Every final that I've been to, we have won.
Right. So next
So,
year, gotta go.
That's what that means.
Right. So we're gonna do, a little Patreon to get Devin to the final, wherever we go. Right. Nice. That's what you're going to do.
So
You gotta stay away from them final, boy.
No,
Yeah.
it's okay. No, hey, it's okay. Now, once everybody understand their mojo and play
Yeah.
their mojo, we will do well.
Yeah.
That's all.
It has certain games I say, nah, boy, I ain't coming out. I don't watch this home. Yeah, it has certain games.
Yeah,
I ain't coming out. I don't watch it home.
Mm-hmm.
And then certain games that sure, yeah, jumping out.
Yeah.
But wait, back to Big Phil because we kind of cut him off there.
Yeah, when it came to the Manchester City versus Manchester United yesterday, it was kind of a men versus boys to some extent, because there were times where Manchester City, there's a play where Ortega passed the ball to John Stones, and John Stones was collecting it from the 18-yard box, and he was able to collect that ball and run past like 2 or 3 of our players, and I'm like, that could never happen on our end. You give the ball to Fred, Fred getting that ball taken away, and boom, goal, right? But John Stones was so easily walking past some of our players even yesterday in the midfield, and his natural position is a centre back, and he playing defense today, right? So it was a case of men versus boys. I think the question I was asked on a couple of podcasts yesterday was, how far are we from competing with Manchester City, right? I was honest. I said about 2 seasons. Give us 2 seasons with Ten Hag getting the right philosophy and mentality and system into this Manchester United team. We sign the right players for the right positions, and then we can have a conversation if we're going to be back on the same level as Manchester City. But, kudos to those guys in the blue. They won, and a lot of people might not want to hear this, but it's possible they may do the trouble.
Yeah, as I said in the chat yesterday, Manchester City right now is a runaway train. I have to stop a runaway train. Yeah, and we accept that. Accept that. But as I say, I like 2 red candle and 1 deer and Lukaku prepare. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if this was, sorry, I was just going to say, I don't know if this was brought up previously, but given the record of the season that we've had, if we look at the teams with the most wins, the 2 English teams with the most wins this season, Man City are 43 and Manchester United are second with 41. We've won 2 games less than Man City. So I look at that as a sense of progress. It means that we can compete. But just like Phil and everybody else has said, We need the right signings. We need the right recruitment. We just need to do the right things as regards to helping each other improve.
Yeah, and even City away form is not as great as people claim it is.
No.
Exactly.
It's not,
Exactly.
you know. So
I think City only beat in the top 9 or top 6. City only beat Arsenal away, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
And imagine they're the ones with the most mouth right now.
Boy, I know.
I do want to take a side note now because Mr. Martin Phillip has a question for Robert here. So, since United have done so well this season, if you were
Why are you always asking questions to Robert? Why you don't ask us to the questions here? Robert's not the only one on the screen. What the hell?
You have a personal. That's personal.
What's that against Martin, boy? Woo!
Yeah, that's personal.
Like what is he afraid of the rest of us or something? I just find that it's a problem.
Where's yours?
If I was a Glazer, would I sell? Okay, I am a Glazer, right? I am who they are right now.
Don't say that too hard, please.
True.
No. I mean, the question is, right? If I was a Glazer, would I sell?
No.
And the answer is no. I wouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't because we are in a good place. The fans are back on side.
Yeah, Champions League money.
Right, Champions League money.
Yeah.
Things going somewhat well. Why would I sell? It don't make
Correct.
sense.
Yeah. Well, why sell a cash cow?
Correct.
No,
Have a cash cow. Why are selling it?
because we reached a final, right? We didn't get embarrassed. We played well at points, right? And the thing is, if we were more clinical, again, if we had a good striker, we could have maybe pushed the game to extra time, maybe even penalties. You understand? I mean, you could never know. So if I was them, I wouldn't sell. I really wouldn't.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
but-
I'm not gonna lie. We should take a bet on Ivan Toney. I think we should. take a gamble on Ivan Toney, man. Let me do it.
Can we not use those two words in the same sentence, Tony and gamble?
No. Honestly, no. There's something. I would, because I tell you why.
Of course you would.
No, you buy him now, right? You still get Harry Kane, even though
Correct.
I don't like him, but I understand why.
You don't like him, Robert. You don't like Harry Kane.
I have said before, right?
For the last 2 to 3 years, you were lobbying for us to buy Harry Kane.
No.
I'll ask Chad to pull up the receipts. Don't do that.
Ago.
Don't do that.
No, ago. Not now. 2 years ago, yes. In the last 2 years, no. But I understand why he would make sense. I would still go for Ivan Toney. If it was me.
Yeah,
Because
so we
you
could
buy
miss.
him now.
So you could miss 8 months of the season. That make any sense?
So, when he reappears, right? He's a brand new signing.
Correct.
Brother man, you looking for the Cantona effect from Ivan Toney. That's what you are looking for.
And look what happened. The man will come on, right? He will come in 8 months into the season. He will be a brand new signing, a brand new person. He will come right in the team. Bam. I'm just saying, to me,
Remind me how much Brentford value Ivan Toney at again?
I don't know.
Because I heard Thomas Frank saying something like 70 million.
No.
He missed 8 months. It gotta be less than 70 mil.
He might.
That's not enough.
He might.
I can say 2 strikers before Devin go back to hosting. I can say 2 strikers I would like, obviously, is Harry Kane and then Ramos Højlund from Atalanta. Those would be 2 ideal strikers I would like to see.
Because look at Pep, right? Pep had Haaland, and his sub is Alvarez.
Correct.
Our sub was
Weghorst.
It
Pass the Dutchie on the left hand side.
Wow.
didn't make sense, you know? So,
Wow.
again,
So let me reel this back in now, just to come back
Please.
from because we kind of got a little off topic here. So we pretty much everybody was in unison saying that if you were the Blazers, you would not sell right now.
No.
But here's my thing, though. Here's my thing as we're on that subject, Devin.
Oh, actually,
We've
I
seen-
think Martin Phillip just answered your question as to why he's the only person that Robert is asked about.
Hey, Martin Phillips. Martin Phillips.
You know,
Congratulations.
no, Martin, challenge us a little bit here. You can't just have one person that thinks that way. Challenge the rest of us and see what answers you get. That's all I'm saying.
Martin Phillips. Congratulations, brother.
For what?
Congratulations.
Is money by
But
the
but,
way?
any- but anyway, I mean, all I'm saying is this: is that we've seen situations like this where we've had very good seasons prior to that, and then the next season doesn't always turn out that well. So you have a situation. Take us back to 2017-18. Remember, we finished second. We made it to the FA Cup final. This was all for the back of Jose winning the Europa League and the Carabao Cup the season prior to that.
Yeah.
Look what happened in that next season afterwards. Everything went downhill.
Mm.
So as far as I'm concerned, even if you are a Glazer, you know that the minute things don't go according to plan, is everybody gonna want your head?
Exactly.
That tells me that you are a pseudo-masochist if you consider yourself wanting to continue here. No enough money for me is not going to make me want to stick around when I know people are going to want to chop my head off the minute things go left.
Mm.
Yeah. So sell
I'm
no one
sorry.
right into the sunset.
You're looking to get $7 billion out of a man who wants to buy 100% and clear the debt. Take
Well,
that money and run.
Well,
Grab it and go away.
I am going to interject myself on this one right now, and I would say this: if I am a Glazer right now,
I gone with our money.
no, I am going with a partial sale where I still have the majority owner of the club. I can still take out my dividends, and I can use those funds to redevelop Old Trafford and Carrington. If
But they're not going to do that.
No, I'm saying because then you could still get your dividends as you're doing, and you could still modernize the facilities to still attract talent. That's what I'm saying. If I am thinking like one of them, if I was in their position, that is what I would do.
And then they could never say that you did nothing. They will still come and say you developed Old Trafford, you developed the training. So
After how many years, Robert? After how many years and how many failed transfers?
That fan base would like it. I am just saying if I was in their position, that is what I would do. That's
Yeah. And Devin, if the moon was a cookie, it would have so much hungry people in the world. Yeah.
What?
If you was a Glazer, you would have do that. But them not the real Glazers not going and do that.
No. They're going to
The
put
same way I say
all
if
that
I was
money
a
in their
Glazer.
pockets.
Yeah, exactly. If I was a Glazer, I go and milk it as much as possible, as much as the people want my head. I don't care, I'm milking it because you could want my head, but I'm getting money.
The only reason why I will give Devin thing a little bit of leniency is because I think after everything that happened with the Super League and everything else, I think they would at least try to do something to appease us. You know, like they would understand, do something to appease the fans for a little bit of time. You know, because remember, fans are fickle. You do something for them, and they would be happy. Like again, we unfortunately we got the Ronaldo situation last year. We bought Ronaldo and people got happy. The year after, we bought in Casemiro and Anthony because again, it made fans happy, and fans were placid for a while. You understand? So I get what Devin is saying. You know, you're taking you get the partial sale. You're still to get your money, and you do a little something for the fans. Say, well, look, we did something, and you still have your money.
And that's what I'm saying. Don't be surprised if you see a Neymar to up jersey sales again. Don't be surprised. As much as I don't want it, don't be surprised if you see it.
I can't disagree with Mark there because I can be doing this here because I don't want Neymar, but I kind of agree with Mark. Don't.
Yeah.
If Qatari takes over, don't be surprised. That's all.
Don't be surprised. Yeah. Don't be surprised.
Well, gentlemen, we're approaching almost second half of the show, and it's time for the main topic of the show today, and that is going to be: would you consider Erik ten Hag's first season at Manchester United a success or not?
Who wants to go first on that?
There's success and there's progress. I think it's a bit
I noticed how I said Ten Hag's first season, not United as a whole. I said Ten Hag's first season.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, we can read.
Yeah, cool.
There, like I said, there's Ten Hag. There's success and there's progress, and I think it's a bit of both, right? I think Ten Hag was successful in a couple of things, and you guys can chime in. He was successful in displacing Harry Maguire from the first team. That's one. He was successful in getting Cristiano Ronaldo out of the club. That's two. He was successful in, and even if you go back, he was successful in acquiring Casemiro as a defensive midfielder. I can't remember the last time he had a defensive midfielder. The last defensive midfielder we had that was solid, that wasn't really a defensive midfielder, was probably Ander Herrera. Maybe, I guess.
We had Matic.
But then whenever we talk about Matic, we always used to say this one thing: we should have gotten Matic about 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
No.
Matic from 5 years ago. Yeah.
Exactly, right. So Harry Maguire, Casemiro, getting Sierra out of the club. The fourth thing I must mention is he was successful in kind of moving Old Trafford to that fortress mentality as well. I think we didn't have any losses at Old Trafford this season, no?
We have one.
We had one or two.
We had one in the Premier League and one in
Europa League. Real Sociedad.
Because that anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
But
right, so Sociedad and in the Premier League. But he
right.
After that he was able to get Manchester United close to this fortress kind of stadium again, right? And then the last two things I will mention, getting us a Carabao Cup trophy, and then the last thing as well is getting us back into the Champions League, right? So it's a mixture of progress and success, right? So I will just answer your question. Yes, Ten Hag's first season at Manchester United was a success with a hint of overachievement as well too.
I will go with Greg B next.
You know what? Mark this date down on your calendar because it's rare that I actually agree with Phil on something. So, how did I know that was coming? Anyway, but in all seriousness, everything Phil said is basically on point there. I mean,
yeah.
Be that as it may, I mean, one thing that I think Phil didn't also mention as well too is that he kind of also allowed these players to build a bit more of a cohesion, and you could see that there are players that were buying into his philosophy a bit more. You saw also the development of certain players, Wan-Bissaka coming and showing that he's not surplus to requirements, because you notice when Dalot dropped off, he came in and he fit his role very, very well. And also another player that you also saw benefit from Ten Hag's system is Fred. So it shows you the way that he was able to utilize his strengths, his ability to press, and even his development in his passing. Because I mean, everybody saw that game against Fulham where he made that through pass to Bruno. And Fred has gotten more goals this season than he has since he's been at the club too. So you saw there was a development in certain players' games. There were flashes of moments from Sancho. Alejandro Garnacho will always be the standout for me because Ten Hag gave him the opportunity to show himself and he grabbed it by the horns. 18 years old, he has silverware to his name. And then, of course, the development of bringing in Benny McCarthy to help Marcus Rashford achieve the goals tally that he has this season. How many people would have expected Marcus Rashford to score 30 goals after the season he had prior? So there are developments. Bit by bit. Certain things are coming around. Once he gets the players that he needs to help further his system along, I believe that this team will go further than people will expect. This season that just came and went was stage one, and I feel that was successful, and it was also progressive, like Phil was saying.
Yeah, I have to agree with those points as well, but we will move on to Robert.
Yeah, I agree. He had a very good season. I don't understand why he was not put up for Manager of the Year.
Because the FA doesn't like us, Robert. The FA doesn't like us.
this badge. You know,
Yeah,
they are a
yeah.
bunch of Arsenal fans, all of them. No, they are.
So there are a bunch of bottle jobs. That's what you're saying.
That's right. All of them, because they don't understand what real success looks like. You know what I mean? So, but to me, he came in and he did a lot for his first year. He dealt with a lot of um, problems that were there before, and I think he has put the team in a much better position to push forward for next season. You know what I mean? So my my hope is that the club will back him in the summer. You know, that is my hope. Just back the man in the summer. Because we beat City at home. We could have gotten something out of the FA Cup final if things had been a little bit different. You know what I mean? So I say the man had a very good season. He had a far better season than Arteta. I don't care what no one says, right? Because Arteta is just ESPN and them whipping boy. Arteta was just Pep's man who used to go out and pick up his drawers, right, from the cleaners. Pep is just a waste of time. I mean, the man threw away everything, right, for Premier League that he couldn't even win because it was all in our hands. It was all in our hands. And, and the guy did very well. You know what I mean? So I give him kudos and I can't wait to see what he will do next season. For once, I am actually have some kind of hope. I have a little,
Devin, play that Fred meme again.
Yeah. First time.
Play it. Play it. We're breaking records today.
Yeah.
We're breaking records today. Robert is actually optimistic about something concerning United. I agreed with Phil on something. What is going on? What parallel universe have I jumped into?
Right?
Hey. What I'm telling you.
So, Mark, based on what everybody said, has your opinion changed at all about your decision about Ten Hag's first season?
No, Ten Hag's first season was amazing. At that time, I thought Ten Hag is a magician because when he came in, the squad he inherited, the situation he inherited was like, we were scraping the bottom of the barrel when Ten Hag came in. And he brought us from under the barrel and almost to the top of the barrel. Because when I study the seasons before, I sure his main objective would have been to get us out of Europa back into Champions League.
Correct.
Right? So that would have been his main point of achievement. That is the main thing he would have wanted to achieve. He did that. All right. I'll see if I could win a cup. Boom. I win a cup. Nobody wasn't expecting that. Win a cup. So
And he's only the second manager to do that in his first season.
in his first year. You understand? Win a cup. Although they say that teacup, it's still a cup because the people who saying it's a teacup, them don't have no cup.
Right.
Them just
I keep saying this. I keep saying this. It's like when you check the review of this season and you check the people who have won the different competitions, they're going to ignore the Carabao Cup because those things register. Premier League winners, FA Cup winners, Carabao Cup winners, Champions League winners, Europa League winners.
Yeah.
Arsenal having the league for 247 days is not going to come.
I never see no trophy for that.
Nope.
So being on top of the table the longest. I never see a cup for that.
Any teams outside of Manchester win a trophy?
Nope.
No.
Back to you, Devin.
No. Yeah. No. So Ten Hag season is successful. And I just hope, as Robert and them say, I hope the owners, whoever it may be, back the man in the summer. And I anxiously waiting to see what can happen next year. Because I doubt we could go back down after the work the man put in, the man resurrect Wan-Bissaka career. The man resurrect. We home advantage, because at that time, Tower Jablote could have come Old Trafford and beat Wales. You understand? So he brought back that fortress of the theatre of dreams. Where coming to beat Manchester United in the theatre of dreams is just that, a dream. You come, you take your thing and you go away. Last couple of seasons before he come, anybody come in Old Trafford and beaten me, right? Teams laughing at me in Old Trafford. So this season, in my opinion, was a successful season for Ten Hag in his first year. So if anybody know him personally or anybody know the Glazers personally, tell them ride out now. Maybe she can them the club and only ride out and find some other club to destroy. Ease we up and let me go from strength to strength. Now it's about time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I had the same mindset the entire season. I said it from the beginning. A successful first season for Erik ten Hag will be top 4 at a trophy.
Yeah.
Anything after that would be an added bonus. But I said if we meet those two things, I have to say it's a successful first season.
Yeah, he's playing 2 finals. 2 finals we playing.
And that's exactly what we did. So to me,
with no out and out striker.
It was a very successful first season, but
yeah.
I kind of have to agree with this comment from Courtney now. Yes, he had a good first season, but unfortunately, he's going to be judged on his second season. You know what it is? You put on United badge. They were probably going to try when he lost his first 2 games. They were already sitting there talking about we were at the bottom of the league. He's not going to last at all. He does something well, but now it's like, okay, well, now that the teams have seen how he plays, let's see what he does now in the second season. See if it's really worth it or not. You know that's what's going to come out in the press outside of that now too.
Yeah.
Tess is saying, imagine what Greenwood could do under Ten Hag if they do keep him. Of course, well, none of us have any idea what is going to happen with that situation. But
yeah, that remains to be seen.
I'm only speaking about the player. I'm not speaking about his off the field antics. I'm speaking about just as a player. Yeah, he could have done damage with that, definitely. Courtney's saying, let's not forget, we also reached I thought we reached the quarterfinals in Europe.
It was the quarters.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's yes, I would have liked to have won yesterday. But looking back on everything, I have to stick with what I said. Top 4 in a trophy, I am happy with that. All yesterday mainly did is confirm to me is that whenever we're in a final, I have to go now, so we can keep this undefeated streak up.
Yes.
Yeah. Correct. With the hat.
Yeah, the hat can have. I don't know yet. Because the hat works at home, right?
Correct.
But it works on the road.
Correct.
So.
And it did not.
We didn't win the Carabao Cup at Old Trafford, so.
And what something disturbed me, bothered me. Why the return of Greenwood have to depend on what the female team say? It's not like you're gonna be around the female team. You understand?
Mark, that's a different.
Be very careful with how you're going with this.
That's a different conversation for a different time.
Be very careful with what you're about to say.
That's a different conversation for a different time.
Correct. That's
why?
Touch
him of foot.
You get money.
If I want Greenwood back in my squad, I could understand the stakeholders and the owners. Anyhow. All right.
I got to add
let me step on my journey. Yeah.
I got to add one more success to Ten Hag season. Lisandro Martinez is 5'9". Back to you, Devin.
Yeah. Only Martinez haters. Yeah.
No, it was
mother's neck, boy.
It was. I have to say this. When I first heard about this guy and him playing in center defense, I was a little skeptical. I thought, okay, yeah, he could be a good defensive midfielder. And then I saw him play, and I said, oh wow, yeah,
attitude.
I keep telling people at the end of the day, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog.
Yeah, because
just ask Fabio Cannavaro.
Thank you.
Yeah,
where was Van Dijk this year? Where was he? In our bench.
He's signing up for ice skating with Holland.
You see what Parasites do to Van Dijk?
Yeah.
Bro.
He going out for chance with the Dutch national ice skating team.
Meanwhile, his centre back partner Joe Gomez was twerking like Ice Spice.
Yeah.
What was that, Artie? I saw him bend over. You know? That way.
That says
Never know.
No, but I mean, it's a serious thing.
14.
And Tom, and Van Dijk is the best thing ever. Yet Phil Jones has more things than him.
Bro.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. No. Where was Saliba? The great Saliba. Where was he? Huh?
Right now, he and Arsenal seem to have a contract dispute because he wants more money and he ain't getting none.
Yeah,
I wonder why.
Saliba got 1 more year in his contract.
I wonder why.
Arsenal don't want to pay him the same amount as
you know why?
The best player for Arsenal this season was Aaron Ramsdale, followed by Saliba. Then Bukayo.
Not Saka?
No, Saliba.
No, Saka was out. No.
When Saliba
Saka went missing for a few games. Let's be honest. Saka went missing for a few games.
Everything went downhill for Arsenal.
Saliba understands what Henry understood. Arsenal are shite.
Well,
He has to leave. Right?
And let's look at it like this. You know how ironic it would look. William Saliba was there for 3 years. He's been on loan twice. The one season he actually gets to play, they look decent. Imagine if he decided, you know what, I'm going to go elsewhere and I'm going to get some money. I'm going to get paid better. Imagine if we decide to go for him. That would be Van Persie all over again.
All over again. You understand? All over again. I don't mind at all. I don't mind. Bring him.
Like yesterday I tell a fan, or let me tell me, who is our fan just now. I tell a fan of our next team. He say, only lost our final. I say, yeah. I say, right now, my team and Manchester City team fans watching, we play in our final. Right now, you watching your team, watching we play in our final. And you're way down at the bottom of the table. So we're really telling me. I ain't gonna call no name of which fan that was.
No.
It was blue, wasn't it? They were blue, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is old talk. This is not the Wednesday show. This is the Sunday show.
Yeah, understand? I said so all Chelsea fans, when they're showing the top of the table, they'll stop at 10.
Yeah.
If you're not at number 10, or let's check back when season start next year.
It's like Chris Brown said it in the intro of "You Look at Me Now" because they want to talk about Champions League. I'm just like, I don't see the point you're hating. I don't see the point you're hating from outside of the club. You can't even get in.
Yeah, you can't even get in the club. You're out on the road. You're not even in the parking lot.
Nope.
You understand? So Chelsea fans, cheers, all ladies up.
I got a curious question for you guys.
It seems as though people are calling names for you there, Mark.
Bruh, Kes not in that group. He not in that group, Kes. I know those two individuals. He's not in that group.
I say call my name. This is Sunday show.
Call my
outside.
Wow.
Nah, in that group.
On the Lord's blessed day, what you're choosing violence, my mom told you.
Yeah.
Hey, this is old talk, right?
I don't want peace. I want problems. Always.
I got a question for you guys. I don't know if Devin will allow me to, but out of the guys that we are linked with this summer, who realistically can you see us getting?
Call names.
Mount.
One of his name.
Let Phil finish. Call the names, Phil. Call the names.
So if I start from goalkeeper and go forward to striker, I can start with goalkeeper. Diego Costa. I can start with him. You see him coming in. You don't see it coming. You don't see it happening. You just see it as a rumor.
Yeah,
I can see it. I can see it though.
I can see that happening.
All right, so I could see it happening, but the question is for what price tag?
That's the question.
That is the question.
All right, fair enough. The next two names in the defense are Jeremy Frimpong and Kim Major.
I can see Kim Mitchell coming in.
I
can see
think is definitely happening.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. I'm not.
Frimpong, yeah, especially with those new contracts for Dallo. I'm not too sure.
I think it's one or the next. One or the next. It won't be both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel Kim coming.
In the midfield now, Declan Rice, Caicedo, Mount, Rabiot.
Mount and Rabiot possibly.
Yeah.
Caicedo seems Chelsea bound, and who's the next one? Rice. Rice. Apparently Bayern Munich knocking on Rice door right now. Apparently Bayern Munich
Going for Rice or something.
I'm knocking on Rice door.
So I mean, it was trending that obviously Arsenal are waiting until the Conference League final to put in a bid, but then I think we came forward and said that we were willing to put in a 60 mil plus Scott McTominay for Declan Rice. So I mean,
you saw the Arsenal men and them doing Photoshop of Rice holding a trophy. These men are mad. They're mad.
They're doing and they're doing that for what? That doesn't help them win anything.
yeah, exactly. And then the last two names that we are linked with are Ramos Højlund, Harry Kane, and just to put a name there, Victor Osimhen.
Kane.
Harry Kane. Harry Kane and possibly Højlund if we have money left over, depending on.
Højlund is the guy from Atalanta.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah.
I think Kane.
I would still throw in Goncalo Ramos as an outside option, but still, I get where you're going with this.
I say Kane because Kane is a name. You know, he's a name, and I think
whoever
is a new, if it's Glazers, he will come because again he's a name. If it's a new owners, I think they'll still buy him because again it's still Harry Kane. You know, they have to make a statement.
Correct.
You understand? They have to make a statement. So they will go Harry Kane. I think so.
Right now, another name we were linked with is Mohamed Kudus from Ajax.
Mohamed Kudus from Ajax. Yeah. I mean, I can understand why, because remember he knows Ten Hag system, and he kind of fits the profile of what he looks for in his midfielders. Versatile enough, he can play as a 10, he plays as an 8, he play wide on the right. So you have him that somewhere he could fit in different pieces on the field.
So
Phil, just before you go, I like this comment from Cass. I agree wholeheartedly with this comment.
Correct.
Yeah. No, but remember, right? The clicks, right? Remember, the Glazers are all about Instagram. They will wait until the last day to get Kane in. But that would be the biggest.
Which is
story.
not what Ten Hag wants.
No.
Ten Hag wants his signings over the line before the preseason.
Yes. But they're looking at the next side of it. The hype, the Instagram, the clicks, the money.
And this is where we get in trouble.
Right. Because other big teams will buy the men before the fact. And the money comes out.
Also, one other thing with this was a comment that was brought up in here earlier. Let me scroll back and find it. Real Madrid are rumored to buy Kane for 2 years and replace him with Haaland with 2 years due to Haaland's 3-year contract is almost up. Plus, the rest of it doesn't matter. But the point being that Benzema is confirmed to leave Real Madrid. They are going to be looking for a striker. So if that strategy that they're trying to do, they do that, they gotta be careful.
If Keane go Real Madrid, my opinion is the idea and the
That's the end of it.
Harry.
Yeah.
You feel like we are next Michael Owen situation, or?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah.
And that's kind of what I was going to bring up in terms of like
I think 2 years ago,
Levy after the Berbatov sale was like, I can never do this again. I can never sell one of our star players to rivals. And he's willing to offer Harry Kane for peanuts to Real Madrid than to sell him to Manchester United. I think that's the whole case that we're being faced with right now.
I think if Harry Kane had went to Real Madrid about 2 years ago, when again remember Modric and Cruz was not as old as they are now. They still had Casemiro. They had now got this boy, what you name
Camavinga.
Yes.
Kouchouameni, who is that?
That team that won that team, do something, but not now. I think they
But-
need a more younger, stronger striker. You know. So
Yes.
But who's
Yeah,
available though?
well, it's Real Madrid. It's not about who available. It's Real Madrid. I realize with Real Madrid, once they want you, right? Unless you're Mbappe, right?
Unless you're Mbappe or a broken fax machine, they usually
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna lie though. This may sound unpopular, but if we don't get Hurricane, I put in all my eggs in the basket for Mbappe. I'm sorry, I'm doing that.
No,
I'm doing that.
Do
No.
you
But
know
who
how
else,
much
Robert?
Kylian Mbappe is gonna cost?
Who
Do you
else,
know how much-
Robert? Who else? Who else can take us to that next level to challenge Man City? Only Hurricane. Victor
Do you know
Osimhen?
how much?
Okay,
Do you know
maybe.
how much Mbappe is going to cost us?
Qatari.
Listen.
If you get the Qataris in, money will not be an issue.
This is another good point from Kes. Kane does not want to leave England because he's eyeing that Premier League record. I think he's on 209 or 210 goals now.
And I think share is like 260 something, 260.
260.
Ah,
So either one of two things gonna happen. Kane gonna come to United this season, or he's gonna run on his contract with Spurs. I know Chelsea, us, and
then leave on a free.
some other idiot Newcastle will be battling for Harry Kane's signature come next
Yeah,
summer
but
transfer window.
I don't know. I think if he gets around the man, I can't. I don't know. I don't know.
right now, Chelsea had to sell before they can buy anybody, honestly. So they're trying to land Ugarte, but they still have to get rid of players to make up his salary.
Yeah,
They can't line Ugarte and Caicedo because Brighton
Yeah,
gonna
but-
bite off their
yeah,
head
but
for Caicedo. Sorry.
Correct.
Why could
Especially after he
Chelsea?
just signed that extension as well too. So yeah.
Correct.
Wait, who did?
Remember
Caicedo.
Caicedo signed an extension in like January or something like that too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
why for the Chelsea? Your coach is a loser. Your team are 12th. Your owner is a loser, right? Why go Chelsea? Come to us.
Hey,
Because it's
Pochettino
all
done it.
about the money.
I
No.
Hey, Pochettino done had him in 7th on the table, eh? Right.
Yes.
Robert
Really?
Money the thought boy. Robert Money
Really?
the thought boy.
Really, Mark, really.
Yeah, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not
Man
wrong.
and them done up on the table already and Pochettino him reach yet.
By that logic, Arsenal should have the title for next season already.
Yeah. Nah, they're on second.
I will always maintain Chelsea don't do scouting. Chelsea does wait to what other teams do and then go after the players that they're linked with.
Mm.
Chelsea don't do no scouting.
No. At all.
Chelsea like the Indian Expo.
Courtney is saying that the Premier League next season will definitely be interesting from a managerial perspective. Let me think about that.
It will be.
Yeah,
Yeah, next season will be interesting.
I can tell you Brighton, depending on if they can keep their players, are going to be a force next year.
Honestly,
Yes
Devin,
and no. Yes
honestly,
and no.
Devin,
Yes
I
and
mean,
no.
the way that Brighton scouting system is set up, they tend to find some diamonds in places, and it's like, I ain't hear about this fella. How many of us heard about Mitoma before he came to the Premier League?
Caicedo, Basuma, McAllister.
Well, I think, if I remember right, Caicedo was recommended. I think United could have gotten him for like $3 million.
That I knew. That I knew, but
I think there was
you see,
something like that before.
and then Ciso and them fellas who come up, I mean, come on, these kind of guys.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, the best scouting system in the EPL for the last probably 15 years, in my opinion, got between West Ham and Southampton. Has to be.
And Southampton are down, so West Ham basically have that hold for now.
Wait, Devin, I don't know if you guys had discussed this like earlier in the week, but you guys had discussed who would you take from the relegated teams, or that's a conversation for a different time.
Well, we got about 5 minutes now, so we could ask the panel that.
Well, no, but if you had something else on your agenda, I didn't want to like put that in there, right?
No. The big thing today was just about Ten Hag's first season. I remember it's Sunday. We in the bar. We relaxed.
Sunday, just talking things in the bar.
Hangovers.
Attacking three.
Me, I don't know, but
Three players. Taking 3 players.
Who you got?
I'm curious to hear this.
James Madison and Tielemans from Leicester.
Ooh.
Lavia from Southampton.
Why Madison?
Tielemans free, right?
I could agree.
Yeah.
I could agree with all of them
Yeah.
except for Madison.
Madison would challenge Bruno for that center attacking midfield position.
But Madison will not also put in the work that Bruno does off the ball.
I know, but I mean, at least he would challenge for that attacking midfield position.
Yeah, you're challenged. But does he work off the ball?
Who would you start? Christian Eriksen or James Madison?
Madison because he's younger.
Thank you.
Yeah, Madison.
Because
Yeah, Madison for the young
Anyway,
guy.
those are just my 3 players I would take from the relegated side. Somebody told me about that Italian guy from Leeds and Gonto, the 19-year-old. Nonto, yeah.
I wouldn't take him. I don't know.
Somebody told me about him. I think he's a lot of flair, but he has okay end product. But
Nobody in Leeds really impressed me to say that they're willing to take him.
I will throw a name right now. Gavin Bazzuno from Southampton.
Ooh.
Gavin Bazzuno,
The goalkeeper.
you think so?
However, that might be a little tricky because he is a City Academy
so
grad.
So was Sancho.
yeah, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter.
But let's be like, you think Bazzuno could actually challenge De Gea for that number 1 spot potentially?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe if given the chances. If given the
he won't
chances,
get,
yeah.
he won't get relegated. So
I think what David needs is someone who is right behind him to really, push him now.
See, no,
You get too comfortable.
That's the
I
problem.
disagree with that, Robert. You need somebody who's not just right behind. I need somebody who's actually gonna have proper footwork more so than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because I mean, you can't like you're not gonna find anybody who's a better shot stopper than him.
it's a
Could
distribution
that's the problem.
But could you coach that into the here? I mean, is he too old
At
to
his
learn
age,
that skill?
at his age, I don't know.
I would propose another question to you guys. That's a side question. What was the Onana guy from Inter Milan?
Andre Onana.
Uh,
I like him. He's another player that
I would rather take Mike Mignon, the Milan goalkeeper.
is if they let him go, because I mean, after letting go of Donnarumma, they'll be very hard pressed to keep him.
yeah, but Donnarumma was a flop anyway, so.
Donnarumma won the Euros.
Currently
I think he dropped off after that.
Yeah, he.
currently
Well,
saying War Pro.
What's the hype?
But
'cause
Courtney-
nobody wants
Courtney-
the next Buffon.
Currently, tell me,
What?
currently, were you taking War Pros from? What is War
No,
Pro?
Free kicks?
Yeah.
That's it.
Free
That's
kicks.
it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Good.
When last time
Where-
we scored
where-
a decent free kick?
We have nobody.
Could
we have
be.
nobody. We have
Could see
nobody.
wherever you're drinking, stop drinking it, eh?
I don't know. What is
What,
a
eh?
good thing because the man could take free kicks, he could take corners, any kind of dead balls. Because
We-
when was the last
We
time
need
had-
a set.
had
We could
goal?
use a set piece specialist right now. You know?
Right, because
But are you taking him for a price, or would you rather him go on or you would rather take him on a free?
No,
That's
it's cheap.
a stupid
It's
question
money.
though. You would
It's
take him
money.
on a free, obviously, yeah.
No, but it's
Anything with the word FREE, we go on with it, huh?
No, but
It's true.
but he'd be very cheap. I mean, he'd be very cheap. Like, even if he costs 25 mil, take him. I would take him. I would take Madison for the same reason, just for squad depth. I would take Tielemans.
I would faster take Tielemans over Madison. I would faster take
Yeah.
Tielemans over Madison.
I know what I say that.
I would take both, right? Because then remember, I mean,
Because you greedy.
thank you.
But if,
What I
if, we
want-
don't, if we don't get Caicedo, that guy Lavia from Southampton could be
Because
a
you see,
good,
because
a
you
good
see
guy
how,
for
That-
catching
yeah.
Euro back up.
you see how City, right, was able to take up De Bruyne and bring on Mount, take off a man and bring on Ake, take off a man and bring on whoever. That's what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to get to that point. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
I want to get to that.
Agreed.
But
Agreed,
I mean,
yeah.
the thing is, right? Pep's so nasty and stink. The man didn't even start Edison. He didn't even start Edison. The man didn't even start his first team against us. Disrespect. You understand?
Yeah.
Lay off, but look, check the team. I mean, was that
I
his
laugh,
first team?
I laugh because Robert called the man nasty as stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you not.
Because he started because he started on Tega.
That's disrespectful, boy.
But just,
Ortega getting back, busted away. Do again.
Uh-huh.
That is like the morning at the Champions League final. Haaland going to wake up with a severe diarrhea.
Yeah.
That is why.
Well, you see,
He too disrespectful.
if I was Ten Hag,
So
right?
that's what that red card was for.
If I was Ten Hag, honestly speaking, if I was him, and I thought that's what I'll tell guys, right? Even if we lose, right? Even if we lose, these boys must not leave this field unharmed. I will tell Casemiro, whole year you getting red card for nothing. Today, get one for something. Break him out. Break him out. And Garrett, because I mean, the season done, right? The season done.
I will say this. If it was Casemiro tackling Grealish instead of Wan-Bissaka, I feel Casemiro would have got a red card.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
At least the man leg would have turned this way. You know what I mean?
And on that note, gentlemen, it's time for that last call. So we're going to run around the bar right now. Everybody can have their last words. So we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. So, Greg?
Listen, all I'm going to say is that this season was a mixed bag of emotions because we've had some good highs and we've had some depressing lows. I don't even need to get into the reasons why there were some lows. But all I know is that Erik ten Hag has done a lot in spite of the criticism, in spite of the difficulties internally and externally. And I believe that this is a manager that the fact that he's been able to manage that level of adversity and get to where he is, to give us silverware, to get us back into the Champions League, that tells me that for his first season, he's handled himself well. And for his second season, I think he'll be more prepared because now he gets an idea of the lay of the land. So he knows what to expect. Of course, there's going to be the occasional curveball because, Premier League funny like that. But I think he has an idea to where he needs to strengthen. And once everything falls into place, he'll get a firm grasp of it. And I believe that this team has the possibility of challenging next season. I'm not getting my hopes up in the air. I said the possibility. I'm not saying that they will challenge. I'm not saying they will win. But once we play our cards right, that possibility exists, and I believe he can take us there.
Mark?
Well, seeing that what was done this season here with the men he have, Ten Hag, once given the right tools, I believe we could do a better job next season. And as Greg said, possibility of challenging. Once we do what we're supposed to do in the preseason and we get in the players the manager want, the sky could be the limit for next season. I'm not saying we're going to win the league, but I could say, as what I'm saying is we will improve on this season. You understand? And for the people and them who was expecting us to do horrible this season, well, they could go and sit on a porcupine, boy.
Just so.
Just go and sit on a porcupine. Because I love my club. I'm not going to switch. This season was a roller coaster. We had ups, we had downs. We get 7. And the team that gave us 7,
Mark,
they couldn't win a game They couldn't win a game after that. They thought the league would finish after they hit 3-7. Yeah? But all in all, once the ballhead maestro get what he want in the preseason, or before the preseason starts, so he could go on the preseason tour with what he wants, the pieces he wants, play puzzle, or it breaks next year. I ain't saying we're going to win the league, but breaks next season. Yeah, break. Watch it. We come in. We come in.
Big Phil?
Yeah, I mean, Greg B and Mark really summed up from a Manchester United point of view. From a football fan point of view, boy, this season was full of highs, lows, and some dramatic moments. I mean, you had CR interview with Piers Morgan. You had the famous handshake between Tuchel and Conte. You had the 7-love that Liverpool gave us, and all of a sudden Liverpool are challenging Manchester United for a Champions League spot.
That aged well.
You had Arsenal on top of the league for 200 plus days, and for some reason they came second.
We've got bigger fish to fry.
Correct. But nah, I mean,
Fish and them rotten.
the 2022-2023 season is finally over. Looking forward to see what we as a club do in the transfer market, and I know we're linked with about a good 10 players from what I've
When are we not linked with that many players?
exactly right. I mean, you could go back as far as being linked with like Fernando Torres and Ronaldinho. That's way back in the day, though. That was way back in the day.
Hell, we're still being linked with Wesley Sneijder to this day.
Exactly. There had times we were linked with, and even they had drawn out sagas like Wesley Sneijder, Kevin Strootman, Frankie De Jong. All Dutchmen, just for the sake of it.
Right? It was Van Gaal at the time, so that made sense.
Right? So, I mean, looking forward to see what we do this summer transfer window. And yeah, it's been a great season for us as United fans. We didn't want to end it on this type of low like yesterday, but it is what it is, and we move.
Yeah. All right, Robert.
Yeah. I agree. The season was, again, it was up and down, but I think any reasonable fan, right, would have known that this year would have been a up and down season. You know what I mean? So for those couple fans who said Ten Hag out, I don't know.
Who the hell said Ten Hag out?
Sit on a porcupine. You see that was sit on a porcupine.
But I think even though we lost yesterday, the fact that we got where we are now is a great achievement. A great achievement. The man, we got third. We get a trophy. We got the FA Cup final. We lost 2-1, but it wasn't licks. I know Real Man was hoping for licks. We didn't get licks. You know what I mean? So, because I did say once some men show up, we weren't going to get beat. But more so, this is a great season because Chelsea are on page 3 of the league. If you check the players, right? Page 1, page 2, page 3. Right? That's Chelsea. Liverpool.
Stamford Bridges are no fly zone for Europe the next season.
Liverpool playing in the Europa, right? Be on Thursdays, right? Mo Salah is where he's supposed to be in Europa League. Van Dijk Europa League. All I meant just be in Europa League and just be losers, right? Who else? Who else had to get?
Spurs.
You mentioned Arsenal?
No, Spurs. With the Spurs, right? They are always Spurs. Always. There's no change in Spurs. You know what I mean? But and then there's Arsenal. These cretins, these men who just dwell in a mud of just disgust. These absolute. I don't know how to describe these guys.
Bottle jobs.
Man, like I was saying, man who have program on a Wednesday night. You, right? Man who have channel, right? No. Man who have channel on YouTube about
Arsenal men, boy.
Leave you.
The men who Arsenal men, the men who spend all the money in the club.
The man who on that basketball thing, him, that clown, him, you.
Turbo Troops. Oh my God.
That clown, man who does wear Arsenal jerseys right through. Dog, what's wrong with you? Every Arsenal fan all over the world, hear my words now. Y'all are losers. Right? Losers. A bunch
Arsenal men.
Bottle job losers. The wives all believe that y'all are losers. Don't type in life. Right? Don't ever type in life. Ever. And next season, right? You will not come no higher than 4th. I'm telling you now.
Arsenal are making top 4 next season. You hear it now. They've been making top 4.
I want Arsenal to make top 4.
You serious?
Why?
No, tell you why. But they will just scrape through. Barely scrape. They must believe that they're going to win the league again. Just to get beat.
They already do believe that they're going to win the league again.
Hey,
Like Arsenal men. The men who spend
Arsenal.
all the money in the club.
As fans of this club, I get President Chad, but Chad not here today. I here today. All fans of this club laugh at Arsenal men, laugh at Chelsea men, laugh at Liverpool men, laugh at everyone. Right? These Chelsea men talk about, oh, we are manual rats. You, where are you? You're 12th. Right? Go and put your face back in your boy thing. Right?
Devin, end the stream. Devin, end the stream. 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 Devin, end the stream. End the stream, Devin. End the stream, Devin. End the stream. End the stream.
No. I always say this, right? Always remember, because if it was us, right? If it was us, if we were first for 200 and how many days?
243.
247. Yeah,
Right.
243. Right.
From ESPN to BBC to TV6 to 96.7 to everybody would have been cooking us right now. Everybody. And you know that, right? You know that. So as fans of this badge, never forget. Never ever forget this year. This is a glorious year for us. Glorious. Glorious. And I like balance. Okay, Martin Phillip, I like violence. I love violence. I love it. I love it. I love violence, man. Bring it.
You don't want peace. You want violence.
I want violence.
Wow.
You understand?
Well, gentlemen, it's definitely been a very entertaining show today.
He's still going.
Our key takeaway
If he
from today is that Robert likes violence, and I think that's a
If
good
he
way
Arsenal men, Arsenal men.
Devin,
Gentlemen.
come on. I want your part. Come on, Devin. You want your part. Come on, Devin.
You want my part?
Yes,
All right,
yes,
all right, all right.
yes. You all spoke, Devin talk. Come
I
on.
can check you guys later, man. Later.
Come in, Devin. Come in.
All right.
Come
All
in,
right.
Devin. Later.
I will sum it up as this right now.
Right.
This season was definitely an emotional roller coaster. Went
Correct.
through some highs, went through some lows. Won our first piece of silverware in 6 years. Had a historic loss to our main rivals, like 2 weeks after or whatever it was. It's been up and down. The Ronaldo saga. Did not expect that.
Nobody did.
We're like, well, where to begin? But you know what? It's another season down. We have some silverware to add to it. Back in the Champions League, need to keep on expanding on it. And I just my biggest hope now for this off season is that the owners, whoever they are, back Ten Hag properly. That is all that I asked for. Just back Ten Hag properly, and we go from that.
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
Correct.
it's a great show today, and it's like I always say, we keep that red flag flying high because Man United will never die.
Hey, if you appreciate what we're doing here at the United Hour, please like, please subscribe, and let's grow this community.